Ruben Amorim is obsessed. We all saw it. Why are you obsessed with me? Guys, I'm here to talk about what could happen in the summer. Guys, it's exciting, it's amazing, and to be honest, after deep thought about it, I think I can quite endorse it despite my disquiets about Matheus Cunha. Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb. It's Easter, guys, and guess what? It's not just Easter. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Well, if there's no one singing for you happy birthday, you can as well do it for yourself. Guys, welcome aboard. Let's get into it now. Listen, forget about the loss. The Premier League is nothing for Man United now. We talk bigger things. That's the Europa, and we'll talk more about those. But that Premier League game against Wolves showed us that there is a big admiration towards Matheus Cunha from Ruben Amorim. You saw him, how he couldn't hide it. He was all over him. At halftime, he's consoling him and tapping him and, trying to show, care and concern about him and his feelings. Are you okay? Are you happy? Are you fresh? I mean, it was clear that Amorim was sending a message that this is a player I'm really interested in. Remember, I told you weeks ago that the agent of Matheus Cunha was in England to talk to several clubs, including Man United, because it was, I think, among the first clubs to express interest in signing Cunha from Wolves. So his agent was in England to talk to several clubs. He spoke to other clubs as well, because clubs like Arsenal, I think even Chelsea, have interest in Cunha. But he seems to be so attracted to the Manchester United project under Ruben Amorim. It seems perhaps even the fact that he plays in that system now under Pereira at Wolves is even good, because he's certainly going to go into a system he has already been introduced to as a player for Wolves. So there is every good sign that indeed Amorim is trying to make moves about Cunha. I told you my disquiets about Cunha were never about his football. It was always his temperament. But if Amorim feels he can deal with it, he can handle it. I mean, talented people are always difficult to manage. You can't expect it to be as easy to manage Cunha as it would to manage Diogo Dalot, or Scott McTominay. I mean, these very talented players are always going to be difficult to deal with, but you need them in the team. It's about players always in football. So I think on that, I can bury my disquiets about him and go with the flow. Manager wants him. Let's go for him because he's a brilliant footballer in any case. Now, if he joined mine, remember Cunha scored 14 times and assisted 4 times for Wolves this season. A very terrible season where they are almost getting relegated. Probably now they might be safe and assured of safety. But for him to be able to score those so many goals, not exactly as a number 9 per se, playing as a 10, just as a forward, I would say, a 10 and 9 at times, on the wings at times, it shows you a lot about his game and his eye for goal. Now, you need such players lurking around the opposition goal. The more of such players who can get the goal for you have around the box, I think the better for you. So Cunha would be, I think, a proper number 10 for Amorim. And then there are reports now that Man United might be contemplating a swap deal involving Marcus Rashford and Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa. So imagine already Rashford, who was not wanted, deemed surplus requirements at Man United, was sent to Aston Villa as a reject. He becomes their start. He benches the designated number 9. He benches Ollie Watkins, who was linked to Arsenal in January. Arsenal were willing to pay crazy amounts of money that Aston Villa turned down. This guy was ahead of every striker that Aston Villa had, John Duran, and everyone that they had. But Rashford, who was rejected at Man U, joins and is ahead of him. Watkins is coming off the bench. Somehow, Unai Emery was speaking about figuring out how to make them play together. It seems not to be working, but he seems to be moved and excited by Rashford and what he's doing, because he can give you a lot off the wings, but also as the central guy. You saw how he was becoming a problem for PSG until I don't know what happened to Unai Emery and he chose to pull him off. But the swap deal is I think, a subject for a conversation. It can happen because Aston Villa has what Man United would need. United needs a striker, and he talks strikers in the Premier League. It doesn't get better than a 29-year-old who is scoring 15 goals and assisting 7 times for Aston Villa. It doesn't get better than that for a striker who is on the England national team, scoring important goals at the Euros, but also he's being linked with Arsenal, who probably are the best team among the best teams in Europe now. They wanted him in Jan as a striker. So it shows you how big and how highly rated he is. So if Man United can get such a player in a swap deal for a Rashford who is surplus to requirements, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think that's a deal you'd want to listen to, because if Man United were to pay cash, for instance, for Ollie Watkins, I don't think Aston Villa would listen to 40 million quid. But that's the clause, the option, the buy option that United has in the contract they've got with Aston Villa in their loan move for Marcus Rashford. They've got an option to buy him for 40 million. But if you can directly just swap, they take the wage because Aston Villa clearly have managed to get the best out of Rashford again. They seems to be happy under Unai Emery. It's a team in progress. They are pushing for Champions League football. They are certainly having a project going on that Rashford would be pleased to work under. So I think it's a possible swap deal, and Amorim could perhaps be looking to make that happen, because it's even affordable perhaps, because whereas Cunha has a buyout clause of about 62 million, if you can get a top striker like that who solves problems for you, he's more experienced than whoever you have, and this is what United has been planning for a long time, more experienced striker. One of the reasons why Højlund is struggling now is because of the load. He's young, but he has a huge load because of how big the club is, Man United. Cunha is English. Ollie Watkins is English. He's British. He's been in the Premier League long enough. He has been, scoring goals at the biggest stage for a long time. So he can really take on that pressure for himself. And it wouldn't be a huge leap from Aston Villa for Ollie Watkins to Man United. You really see that that's a deal that would make sense. Now, it's also affordable for both of them, Cunha and Ollie Watkins, to join United. You pay cash for Cunha, about 60 million, and you get Ollie Watkins for free. Then you use the other little money you can get to buy perhaps a midfielder and a goalkeeper if there is need for one. And you think financially this can be, it's doable. It's financially doable. You think that this is something United can pull off. So I think this is another thing we want to monitor until the end of the transfer window. We want to see what exactly is going on in the head of Amorim, but clearly he has got big plans for the goal striking department. He has got huge plans for the forward departments, where Man United has been so blunt. We saw it again in that Wolves loss. Not that United were terrible. Wolves only scored the one chance they got, but they were just blunt up top, and that has been the story for the most part, I think, of Ruben Amorim's time at the club. First, not creating enough chances, but then later you create, but are blunt, cannot bury them. The confidence is not there from Højlund and whoever. So you probably think if you bring in an Ollie Watkins who will sniff a goal and score from anything and nothing, and you have a Cunha who can add more goals to that behind him, you've got a Kobe and Garnacho around, or perhaps you've sold one of them, and you've got one of whoever, one of either Kobe or Garnacho together with Cunha, then Ahmad flying on the right as an inverted fullback. I think for me it's or wing back. I think for me it makes a lot of sense. So let's monitor this. I want to pick your mind whether you think Man U signing Cunha and Ollie Watkins in a swap deal would definitely sort the goal scoring problems that United is still struggling with now. Do you think that would work? I think it would, honestly. Despite, again, like I said, my reservations about Cunha with his temperament. If Amorim can handle him and tame him, I think he's a top footballer to have around a Man United as we rebuild this project. Subscribe to the United of Sport, drop a comment, let me know what you think. But also, I do remind you to go on and continue. You're making me so busy, but I prepared for this. Continue registering, book your time with me. Just about just over 1 hour is enough for you to, in a one-on-one, to learn properly, and just get ready to start working. Everyone I've spoken to, everyone I've trained, everyone I've shown what to do has promised they are going to start instantly. They leave so energized and they want to start immediately. So I don't know I am hoping we keep tracking. I keep tracking you people. We keep talking and trying to support you and see where you're stuck. How do I chip in to try and help you? I want to see in 3 months from the time you start, I want to see whether you won't get the impact that we discuss. So, guys, 0784 or plus 256 784 750 280. Wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are at, it's the internet, and we are learning to earn from the internet. So we are going to learn through the internet. So it's an internet thing. This, don't tell me I'm so far. Wherever you are, it's only the internet that can bring people from whichever parts of the world together in real time, in split seconds. So that's exactly why you can learn from wherever you are. Just do the needful. Drop a WhatsApp or a call on that number down on your screen, and let's chat about it. For now, give me your 2 cents. Do you think Cunha and Ollie Watkins would sort the goal scoring problems at Man United?